And this always has been a Hyundai Motor Group thing, and for the first time ever from Kia. And you might think that this is small. This design that's actually different from that model we see. When it comes to the cladding, there is forever debate. I mean, just look at this car. This is like an all-new car. Welcome to CarSceneKorea. I introduce newly released Genesis Hyundai and Kia cars. Kia Sportage Facelift, I almost want to say, but it's actually PE, Product Enhancement model. And check this out. I have Sportages in 3 different colors. I will list the names of the colors on the screen right now, including the interior. There are 8 different exterior colors included with 3 interior colors total. Once again, this might be different depending on your country, so double check with your local dealership for detailed information. All the information and review is based on the domestic model, Korean spec model. And I do have in-depth review of the Sportage that I've done with my wife Dima in Korean, so if you are curious about the details, do double check that video because all my videos are supported with English subtitles plus over 30 different languages. So as you can see, the DRL, the front of the car, is what's different the most. So that's where I got a bit of confusion saying that this is almost like a facelift rather than just calling it a PE, Product Enhancement model. I mean, just look at this car. This is like an all-new car. Brand new design that we never ever have seen from Kia cars just yet. Counting in the latest car that Kia pumped out, which is Kia Tasman that rolled out a few days ago, I don't see any of that design language and Q on this car just yet. If I were to point out, maybe I see a bit of Kia Carnival design. However, it's completely different. It's stretching out all the way to the far corners, left and right. And the DRL is actually intruding the fenders. It is actually a part of the fender, and something that we have seen with Kia K5, pretty much all the latest Kia cars, it stretches out like crazy, and that's even more prominent when you come take a look at the profile of this car. If you look at the quarter glass, that C-pillar, it stretches out all the way to here. This parting line you see is the parting line that divides the trunk and the quarter glass, as you can see. This design and Q, we've seen it on the previous model. However, it's been blacked out, finished with piano black, high gloss finish, as you can see. So is the belt line that connects the whole profile of the vehicle, stretched all the way to the front, just like so. That's something that makes this vehicle look a bit elongated. However, it is the good old profile design that we have seen on a previous model. And when it comes to the cladding, there is forever debate about people favoring the piano black over this traditional plastic. Well, the arguments are very valid on both sides. One saying this is the cladding where the muds and dirts and rocks and stone chips happen all the time, so it's really hard to maintain if this is gloss. That is a valid point, right? However, hold your horses, there is that piano black, the gloss finish on this Sportage PE model. You have different trims that you can choose from. So you have the piano black on this model versus this being a plain good old plastic. Due to the nature being, I have to jump back and forth, so pardon me. So that was a quick look of the ICE, internal combustion engine, the gasoline model, and I will give you the B-roll of the hybrid model right there. So there's a lot that's underneath the hood and bonnet. Coming back to the front look of this Kia Sportage, this design that's actually different from that model we see, it's because this model is actually X-line. You see the differences right away. This is the beauty about coming to this launch event because we get to see the cars back to back. So there are different garnish, design Q and accents on this X-line, and also is pronounced with the black Kia emblem and badge. So you don't see that on a regular Sportage, as you can see the body color and rest of the gloss finish, the piano finish. You can see the differences immediately. However, come this black model, you don't see any of that. When you actually do like that united, a flush look of the front of the car, probably you want to go with a dark color such as the black or gray colors. And when the lights are lit up, including the B-roll right now, DRL, of course, Star Map signature lighting, penetrating design language and theme of all the latest Kia brands and cars, which can be found from the tips right here. And these are the light cubes, 2 light cubes for the headlight and 2 at the bottom for the high beam. And brand new wheels, which comes in 235, 55, 19, a square setup, meaning it's the same size all around. That is completely blacked out. And the flag type glass, which has always been my favorite when it comes to Kia Sportage, because you get extra view out the window this way. And you might think that this is small. However, there's a huge difference of you having that versus not, which I felt immediately when I did a back-to-back test drive with Hyundai Tucson and Kia Sportage. The DRL, that's the only thing. There is no bars that connects together. 18-inch wheel, which comes in 235, 60, 18, all around a square setup. Good old one pod and steel rotors and brakes gets the job done no problem. I have very high hopes for this. Of course, I'm gonna be driving this cities and highways and long distance drives. I'll take this car to places. That being said, the car also offers a auto terrain mode with a 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive model. Take a seat in a driver's seat of 2025 Kia Sportage PE product enhancement model. Right off the bat, 246-way sitting configuration that you can choose from. Good old buttons and window types that we've seen before, and also this little design accent and cue from Kia brands. So is it for the door handles. 2 memory seats you can see, and the trim being black, you don't really see the differences between the different garnish inside, but you can see it's a different material. And other self-explanatory buttons, and there's the battery reset button because the car being a hybrid. And let's take a seat. Wide panoramic sunroof, what's really known for from long time ago comes Sorento, Sportage. This always has been a thing. And you can probably see there's the black suede headliner, which is exclusively to X-Line only. And this is the driver's seat of Sportage, a 2-spoke steering wheel that we've seen here and there. And this is the terrain mode that I told you about. There's a drive mode. So terrain mode, press on here, you can go into auto, snow, mud, sand. Also the drive mode, Eco, Sport, My Drive, and there is normal for regular cars, ICE cars. However, the kicker here is that this is the hybrid. There is the baby mode that I've tested out in Hyundai Tucson Facelift. I'm pretty sure it will be same, if not very similar tech from that Tucson Facelift, but once again, I'll find out all about it during my test drive. And for the first time ever from Kia, tracks and recognizes your eye movement. That way you know you are keeping your eye on the road. And not only just that, the car comes with what's called HOD, hands-on detection. You don't have to shake your steering wheel no more. 2 or more fingers within any part of the steering wheel. The car is not going to ask you to keep your hands on the steering wheel. That is gone. And it's nearly at a full tank. Odometer is showing 659 kilometers to go. You can expect to get more than 600 kilometers easy with this hybrid model. This car comes with CCNC, connected car navigation cockpit, which is the latest tech you can find all from Kia, Hyundai, Genesis. Well, maybe except for Genesis. That is 12.3-inch dual monitors left and right. Rest of the infotainment system, something that we've seen here and there from all the latest Kia cars. Push this to go into the AC vents and setups. Push that down to run the AC. And not many people know this, but press on this button, you can turn it off completely, just like so. And also when you press hold, you can also change the different settings, what you want to have running, and I'll include that on my test drive. Push this guy out, the wireless charging pad available, good C-type charging ports. Press that to transfer the data as well. 2 charging ports here. Speaking of which, you can find more charging ports on each of these sides, and you can control the passenger seat using this button. Kind of has that 30th anniversary seat quilting patterns and whatnot, but I will include that footage right now to see if that is the case. Rest of the buttons are pretty much self-explanatory. SBW shift-by-wire type, the rotary type that we have seen before, and the ventilated heated seats, heated steering wheel, and self-explanatory buttons. Maybe one in the middle is a dummy for extra features. Oh, I actually saw that from ICE. You can have auto engine stop and go button in the middle, and fingerprint recognition system. All of this, we have seen it on multiple times from latest Hyundai Motor Group cars. Hands down, my favorite feature from all of HMG cars. You can use this as a cup holder or close it to have the extra storage. And this is the armrest with the 12 volts outlets right there. And some of the ambient lights, which I cannot show you right now due to the low batteries and power. However, I'll tell you more about it, all about it, during my test drive and the night drive. So the horizontal design is what's updated on this PE model. The AC vents now look completely different. Horizontal, thin, yet gets the job done. A giant footrest. It's always a must and plus. Unfortunately, the telescopic, however, is all manual though, right here. So there is no motorized telescopic on this Sportage. Self-explanatory buttons and features. It's always been there ever since. Push this guy down for the visor, and you can also extend it. Yes, just like so. And the lights. Let me go on the second row seat and tell you a little more about it. Going into the second row seat of 2025 Kia Sportage PE. And nothing out of the ordinary, to be honest. However, both of the first and second row windows have dual laminated acoustic glasses, double pane windows, meaning it's upgraded NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness. But check out all this during the test drive. And there is this pouch and the good old types that we have seen before. AC vents in the middle, a bit of storage, LED book light here. Better than nothing. Pull this guy down. You can have the cup holders here. Nothing out of ordinary. However, the beauty about this Sportage is, look at this crazy amount of decline you can get from the second row seat. And this always has been a Hyundai Motor Group thing. I don't think there is any manufacturer out in the market that you can adjust such seat on the second row seat like this. According to my wife Duma, who suffers big time from motion sickness inside cars, she can actually go on long distance drives with this much of inclination and declination of seats on the second row seat. You can probably see already how much you can decline and incline these seats on the second row seat if needed. And quick recap is there is the Krell premium sound system, and some people ask me why I don't go over the speakers much, but it's really simple. I don't know much about speakers. Good enough of bass is actually plenty for me, to be honest. The trunk, the button sits right here. You can open it up using that button, and I'll show you with a B-roll the interior shots of the Sportage. So the time is up with 2025 Kia Sportage PE product enhancement model. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe CarSceneKorea if you did, and I'll definitely come up with more videos on these cars, including the test drive. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
다음 영상에서 또 만나요. 안녕.
Bye.